Good morning, boys and girls. It's Mr. Buffett here with another Read Aloud. Today, I'm going to be reading a book of our new movie, The Lion King. I'm super excited to dig into this book as this is another one of my favorite Disney movies. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Everything existed in delicate balance, with the circle of life. In the Pride Lands, the great king Mufasa stood on Pride Rock, celebrating the birth of his son. Days passed, and Simba, which is Mufasa's son, grew into a mischievous little lion cub. One day, his father took him to the top of Pride Rock and explained to him the circle of life. Mufasa told his son that one day Simba would rule every place the light touched, but he could never go where the darkness touched, including the elephant graveyard. Simba went to visit his uncle Scar and told him he would one day rule over the whole kingdom, but Scar wanted to be king. He made Simba curious about the elephant graveyard in the Dark Lands and tricked Simba into wanting to go there. The next day, Simba went to his friend Nala and told her about his secret plan to visit the elephant graveyard. But they couldn't go on their adventure with Zazu, Mufasa's advisor and Simba's babysitter, following them. As they ventured into the savannah, which is a desert, Simba thought of a plan to get rid of Zazu. Okay, so in these first couple pages, we get to meet quite a few characters, and most of them are shown. And so right here we see Mufasa, which is Simba's father. Simba's just a lion cub, and we can see him here too. We also meet Scar, which is he is also an adult lion, but he's a small lion in this picture. And he's Simba's evil uncle. And then we hear about this Zazu character, which is Mufasa's sidekick and Simba's babysitter. But we don't get to see him yet. But we'll see him in pages to come. Simba and Nala managed to escape from Zazu and ran into the elephant graveyard. At first, the graveyard was a great adventure, but it quickly became a nightmare. Hyenas chased after them, yipping and biting. Nala and Simba ran in fear from one danger to the next, but just as all seemed lost, Mufasa let out a great roar and came to their rescue. While Nala returned to the Pride with Zazu, Mufasa called Simba to his side. Mufasa told Simba that he was disappointed. Simba had not listened to him. Mufasa also told Simba that he was scared to lose him and that he would always bravely fight to protect him. So in this picture we can see here that Nala and Simba, right? Nala is Simba's friend and is the star of a craft that we will be doing during these next couple days. And we can see here why Mufasa told Simba to not go to the elephant graveyard. We can see how dangerous it was for them and that Mufasa had to come rescue them. He was disappointed in Simba, and he told him that, and he said that he will always be there to protect him. Mufasa instructed his son to look into the sky to see the kings of old. Each star was a different king. Mufasa told him that they could help Simba. Whenever you feel alone, just remember that those kings will always be there to guide you, and so will I. Little Simba admired his father, and he hoped one day he would be a great king like Mufasa. The next morning, Scar lured Simba into the gorge. Suddenly, there was a stampede of frightened wildebeests. And wildebeest, if we can think of a similar animal, it's kind of just like a really big cow with big horns. Okay, and if you watch the movie, you'll be able to see them in the movie. Simba was in danger. Scar alerted Mufasa, who ran to rescue his son. Little Simba clung to a tree branch. Mufasa yelled, "Hold on, Simba!" Mufasa jumped into the stampede and grabbed Simba, bringing him to safety. And so we can see them looking at the stars, or as Mufasa says, the old kings, past kings. And then we can see Simba scared, clinging to a tree, the wildebeest down below. This is Zazu, that character that we've talked about before. He's a bird. And then Mufasa jumping into the rescue, and Scar sitting on a rock watching it all. We're starting to get a feeling that he could be evil. As Mufasa tried to escape from the stampede himself, he called on his brother, Scar, to help him climb to safety. Scar cruelly let Mufasa fall into the stampede. Simba looked on him in horror. As the herd cleared, he went to his father's side and called to him, but Mufasa wouldn't answer. Simba looked to Scar for help. Scar lied, telling Simba that Mufasa's death was Simba's fault. "Run and never come back," he said. Hurt and confused, Simba ran away. Without Mufasa or Simba, Scar and his hyenas took over Pride Rock. After abandoning his life on Pride Rock, Simba wandered lost in the desert until he finally collapsed. Oh man, this page was pretty sad. We find out that Mufasa isn't responding. Scar tells Simba that it's all his fault, even though Scar was the one who convinced him to go in there, and then tells him to run away. What a sad page. And then Scar takes over, right? But hopefully, and we will find out that it gets better. Simba awoke in a strange jungle. He looked up and saw a meerkat called Timon and a warthog named Pumbaa above him. These are my favorite characters. Simba was afraid, but Pumbaa's kindness and Timon's laughter made him feel at home. As they roamed through the forest, they showed him Hakuna Matata, which you may know already if you've ever heard the song Hakuna Matata. It means no worries. And we find that out right here, a life without worries. As he grew older, Simba learned to live just like Timon and Pumbaa, free from the worries of his past life. And so we can see Pumbaa over here, little Timon here, and then Simba with his new friends. One day, as Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa led their Hakuna Matata lifestyle, danger approached. A great lioness, which means female lion, stalked Pumbaa, ready to pounce. Pumbaa screeched and ran, but Simba came to his rescue. As Simba and the lioness fought, he realized that she was his childhood friend, Nala. They reunited and shared their lives. They remembered their feelings for each other and knew it was true love. It's already getting better. We can see Simba and Nala recognizing their friendship again. And then over here we can see that Nala about ready to attack Pumbaa before she knew what great friends they were of Simba. Nala told Simba of the darkness that had come upon the Pride Lands with the loss of Mufasa and Simba. Simba turned away in shame, and his heavy heart would not let him tell Nala the truth. Nala kept pleading for him to come back, but Simba ran away. Timon and Pumbaa looked on in worry. They thought they were losing a friend. Simba was lost again. Rafiki, a wise baboon, came to him and asked him who he was. Simba no longer knew. Rafiki guided him to look upon the sky, where he saw his father's image. Look inside yourself. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life. Simba knew that to honor his father, he had to be the great king he was meant to be. He would return to his home in the Pride Lands. Then Simba, Nala, Timon, and Pumbaa went back to the Pride Lands to overthrow Scar. So in this picture, just like Mufasa told Simba when he was a cub, right? This is Simba. We barely recognize him anymore from before, right? Because he was just a little cub. But now he's grown into an adult lion. Remember, Mufasa told him that all the stars were kings of the past and that Mufasa would always be with him. So we can see the last king, Mufasa, right, Simba's father, in the stars talking to his son, Simba. At Pride Rock, Simba confronted Scar. Scar sent his hyenas to attack Simba, and a great battle began. The lions of the Pride, along with Timon, Pumbaa, and Rafiki, and even Zazu, fought with all they had, and the hyenas and lions clashed. The battle seemed endless. Simba and Scar battled on top of Pride Rock. Simba lunged in rage, so he was really angry, as memories of his father passed through his mind, and soon he was close to victory. Simba told Scar to run and never come back, as Scar had told Simba to do so long before. Good had finally won. Finally, Simba stood as king of the Pride Lands and let out a mighty roar. So, as Mufasa told Simba that he should be the king that he was meant to be, and Rafiki let him know that as well. He went back to the Pride Lands, and we can see the battle taking place, and then we can see Simba following in Mufasa's footsteps, becoming the king of the Pride Lands, right? And then finally, afterward, Simba and Nala found happiness together, and soon the animals celebrated the birth of a new cub as a new circle of life began. Okay, and so let me explain this picture. Before, the last couple of pages, we heard of a new character named Rafiki, a wise baboon, right? Who played a pretty important role in Simba's life. And this is Rafiki here, that wise baboon. And then we see another little lion cub. This little lion cub is the son of Nala and Simba, right? After they regained friendship in the jungle, they had another son. And that is where the book and the movie ends. So I hope you enjoyed this book/movie, this story, right? The Lion King, as much as I did. And I hope you enjoyed the crafts will enjoy the crafts that go along with this Disney movie. So we hope that you have a great day, and we can't wait to see the crafts that you all come up with. See you later.